Gang of Eight member Rick Crawford joins us now fresh out of a briefing led by CIA Director John Ratcliffe, War Secretary Pete Hegseth, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman Dan Raising Cane. Congressman, fantastic to see you. Thank you so much. Listening to Marco Rubio earlier, he gave the kind of clearest, my opinion, clearest, most concise answers to what's the objective and why now. So answer this and talk about anything you want to from the briefing. But he said explicitly on the why now, we knew there would be an Israeli action, and we knew that would precipitate an attack against American forces. If we did not preemptively go after them, they would launch those attacks, and we would suffer higher casualties and higher numbers killed. How is that not Israel leading us to war?
Well, I think obviously if you know in advance that something's going to happen, and you know what the likelihood that action would be in terms of hurting U.S. citizens and assets in the region, you would be derelict in your duty to not take the appropriate posture. So we don't control Israel's foreign policy, but we do control ours. And I think that's what you've seen this administration do, understanding that this case has been made for 47 years. We've been at war with Iran for 47 years. It's just now that we have a president who's willing to end it. We knew that this was coming, and we had to take the proactive steps to protect U.S. interests and troops in the region.
Congress, let me just press that a little bit more. Like Dagan, I'm interested in what Secretary Rubio said there. On one hand, it sounded like he was saying Israel was going to do this, and so we adapted and went in ourselves. But may I ask you, I mean, it seems to me that if Israel was contemplating a move like that, there would be a conversation between President Trump and Netanyahu, and it would be more like, we see an opportunity, Mr. President Trump, we'd like to take it, but we're going to do that only with your blessing. Are you saying that Israel's making these decisions apart from the United States weighing in on that? Because we are clearly one of the key actors here.
Yeah, I'm not saying that at all, and I'm not going to characterize the interactions between our president and another president. So I'm not privy to those conversations. What I can tell you is the information that was shared with us at Gang of Eight level last week, prior to the strike, and then subsequently in this Gang of Eight briefing that was also expanded to essentially a gang of 20. I will tell you this, that Secretary Rubio, Secretary Hegseth, Director Ratcliffe, and Chairman Cane all acquitted themselves very, very well. And it was a clear understanding of what was done, what the picture is going forward, and what the expectations are. So I thought, and it's also important to note where Secretary Rubio was standing just moments ago when he addressed the media. He was standing right outside our skiff. So he's been very forward-leaning in reaching out to myself and other members of the Gang of Eight to keep us apprised of everything that was going on in the steps leading up to and in the action taken. So this has been one of the most transparent operations I've seen in the 16 years that I've been here in Congress.
And Secretary Rubio said that to the American people, that the Gang of Eight was informed. But the Democrats are pushing the narrative that President Trump and his administration do not have a clear objective. Listen to them.
I don't even understand the justification for what is taking place.
Will the real reason for this operation please stand up? What is really going on here?
Well, I think the Pentagon doesn't know what the plan is. I'm not sure that the president even knows what the plan is.
What's the goal here? Well, what is President Trump trying to accomplish?
He is inventing and then discarding and reviving objectives as though he were a child playing with a puzzle.
Your reaction, Congressman, to that? I see a lot of talk and never any walk for literally years and years from those people.
Well, let's look at this on the positive side. The Democrats are very, very good at message discipline. The problem is their message is wrong. And so they're all saying the same thing, but that doesn't make it true. The truth of the matter is there have been very clear objectives stated here. Secretary Rubio has indicated what those objectives were, and degrading the Iranian ability to continue to manufacture ballistic missiles is one of those, and to take out their delivery systems, that's another. Short range, medium range, long range missiles. Their nuclear capability, another. Degrading their Navy so that they can't harass Gulf state neighbors. Those were all very clearly stated objectives, and those are the actions that are taking place right now.
Congressman, I want to get you on this as well. Your colleagues are debating a war powers resolution. Not a lawyer, okay? Don't know how to interpret that exactly, but it seems to me fairly clear that that's a 60-day timeline at best. So I guess I'm trying to understand what they think they're doing, and does it make any difference in terms of how President Trump is able to conduct what's going on in Iran?
Well, this is a reflexive response on the part of the Democrats. If we're being honest about it, it doesn't matter what the president does, they're going to want to change the rules. The fact of the matter is the Constitution is clear in prescribing those authorities that the president is exercising. Once he exceeds that prescribed time limit, at that point, he can come to Congress and he can make a request for a declaration of some kind for him to continue to operate under congressional authority. But right now, he is within his Article 2 authority under the Constitution to do what he's doing. I'm satisfied with that, and if they wanted to follow the Constitution, I think they would be satisfied with that. But they have a different rule book and a different playbook. But I mean, the president is doing what he is authorized and entitled to do to keep Americans safe.
The Ro Khanna Tom Massey act that will be voted on later this week, will it pass to constrain this administration when we are literally at war with a sworn enemy?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but keep in mind that's just only one portion of the legislative process. And in the end, if it all did pass, you have to send it down the road to Pennsylvania Avenue down to 1600, and he's got to sign it. So I think it's more of a political exercise than anything. But I mean, let's be honest about it. The president is within his rights, and I think doing the responsible thing to protect American citizens.
Chairman Rick Crawford, thanks very much for being with us tonight.
You bet.